Hello again. Hi, everybody. I'm CaptainEzekiel. I had the great pleasure of being here just 24 hours ago running Resident Evil 7. So I took you guys through Dolby, Louisiana. We're going to take a different right turn, and we are now going to Tamriel. We are about to play some Elder Scrolls Remastered, Oblivion, rather. And if you haven't played this, it's an excellent remaster of the original game released, like 20 years ago. Before we get into anything like that, before we get into what we're doing and why we're doing it, first of all, I want to introduce my couch. You want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys?
Hey, I'm Maxylobes. You saw me on Zeke's couch for RE7. I'm a huge fan of Oblivion, as well as its character creation. So, this monster that you see on screen, I helped make that. So, thank me later.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Chronos, a longtime Elder Scrolls runner. Have ran basically all the Elder Scrolls, but not Oblivion Remastered yet. So I'm quite excited to see how this run goes. And yeah.
My name is Mike. I stream under MikeWave on Twitch.tv. I also run Oblivion Remastered. I run this category. I run Any% and a few others. No, this game is awesome. One of my all-time favorites. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, very excited for this, guys. We have a character named Bidwar. What am I naming this character?
Let's go ahead and see. For our file name choice, nothing could be more appropriate than trans rights. That is capital T for trans, space capital R for rights.
Got it. Awesome. So awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to go ahead and click continue here. And when I do, we're going to start time. So I'll count you guys down from 3. Audience, I definitely need your help because counting is hard. All right. 3, 2,
1, go. Hey there.
Hey there. All right. Here we are. We're locked in a jail. Okay, let me introduce Valen real quick. That guy across the hall is Valen, or Valen Drive. We don't. Yeah. Boo, Valen. Yeah, he's really mean. No matter what character type you pick, he's going to be very mean about talking to you. But I'm going to quickly go in and bind a spell. I bound the Flare spell. We use that a lot for a good majority of the run. But we kind of have to wait here. So this is glitchless, which means we're going to let the guards come in, and we're going to do a few things, speak to them. Patrick Stewart, you ever heard of that guy? He's also still in here. We're waiting for the guards to show up. And while we wait for that, I'll kind of explain a little bit about what glitchless is. Now, glitchless in this sense does not mean skipless. We have certain AI breaks, certain conversational breaks, and we do have an actual very big skip later in the game. We actually routed very heavily towards it. So you will see us talk about that, and you will see me work towards it. And it's a very fun skip, and hopefully it goes well. But what we have here now is we have the guards. Usual mix up with the watch, guy's still in the cell, you hate to see it. We're standing here, we're just gonna wait for them to walk up, and they're very aggressive.
Stay put, prisoner.
Yeah, thank you, Boris. Or Glenroy, rather. And now we have the Emperor here. We're gonna kind of just mash through his dialogue.
Let me see your face. I've seen you in my dreams.
Very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna beat up Glenroy a bit. Mike, why am I being so mean to Glenroy?
All right, so when this sequence ends right here, these NPCs are going to very slowly RP walk towards the trigger point that's going to spawn the assassins. Zeke is going to go ahead and punch Glenroy 4 times, shoot a fireball at him. That's going to cause all these guards, like this conga line of NPCs, to go ahead and run after us, including Renault, who is at the head of the pack here. And we're going to run to the stairs here, and we're going to yield to her, and all of a sudden, we're going to get him right to this trigger. And then the assassins are going to spawn right away. This actually saves a lot of time rather than just like waiting for them to walk over. Renault, unfortunately, no longer with us. Zeke is going to go ahead and run back to this entrance, run back over, and that's going to go ahead and skip these voice lines right here. And the rat wall right here is going to immediately break. There we go.
Very well done.
All right. Yeah, that any Oblivion runner will tell you how much we hate this part of the game. Not because it's a bad part of the game, but because of Glenroy and Reynolds. There's RNG involved in a lot of the, I'm going to tell you this right now. There is a lot of RNG involved with these NPCs' behavior, and we're specifically going to be talking about a few of them later, and hopefully it's not too detrimental. You see these rats like to block the way, and because they know I'm on GDQ, they turn into D1 linebackers, and they just like to block every tunnel I try to get through. Let's see where this guy's, yeah, look at him, actually MVP.
What is MVP is we just crossed $20,000 for that bonus any percent run. Let's go.
Nice.
You guys want to see that run. Any percent for this game is awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool. Keep those donations coming in. Any percent's really fun. And, you know, I could tell you a little bit about it, but the only thing I'm going to say is a battered stool. That is a very important detail of the run. So keep the donations coming in. That's awesome. And while I run to the other part of this dungeon here, I'm going to kind of explain the sprinting mechanic. So this is not present in the original. This is something that was added in the remaster, is our ability to sprint. Usually you just ran at a set speed before, depending on, you know, character skills and whatnot. But now we can press shift to sprint. You can see my stamina bar drain really, really fast. That's something you're going to be seeing me managing a lot, walking in certain areas where I know I need to recharge it, and vice versa. So I'm going to jump down here. I'm going to reach into Glenroy's pockets, but I'm not going to take anything. That's mean. And we're going to wait for him to open this door for me. The reason I pickpocketed him and faked it there is because I needed him to aggro. And, okay, he is moving. Okay. There's a little bit of a mini soft lock that can happen there if Glenroy does not move. Okay, he just owns the guy.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We're also going to shut the door on Glenroy's face so that in this next part, the Emperor is just going to go ahead and run over. Here, we're picking the Steed. For Glitchless, this is our primary star sign that we choose just because we get 20 points in speed. That's just amazing. It's going to save a lot of time over the course of the run.
All right. And now we're going to run over here. Because I punched Glenroy, I kind of broke the AI of these guards here. So we're going to take them out. And when they get here, I'm going to yield, which hopefully we get good RNG. Okay, this looks good.
Nice. So yeah, basically the same as what we did earlier with Renault, except this time we want Glenroy to come over here.
I'm going to wait a second before I interact with Boris here. He's punch Glenroy 3 times. I'm going to fireball him. The reason I do that instead of 4 punches is so that he doesn't get, like, stuck. He gets... Okay, buddy.
Glenroy.
Oh,
like
okay.
slow.
Yeah, welcome to Elder Scrolls Oblivion, by the way. We're going to yield to Glenroy, so he's here. We're going to punch him a few more times to aggro him.
We love punching Glenroy in this household.
Glenroy's going to come over here. I'm like, sorry, man, didn't mean to punch you, so let me go ahead and get in your way. And now that you're here, I'm going to punch you again a few times.
So
It's
rude.
nothing personal, man. Really, I like Glenroy, and we're not going to hurt him anymore, right, guys? Like, he's chilling now. Okay, we need you guys to hurry up. All right. So now I'm going to kill Glenroy.
Oh, wait. Oh, no.
And Boris is, you know, reasonably upset. Yeah, okay, I get it. Stop it.
I sure hope nothing bad happens to Emperor Uriel Septim here.
Can you stop pushing me, man? I'm like waiting for the die.
Boris, do you want to lend a hand?
Oh, no.
No.
So right here, Zeke is going to be choosing Nightblade. After we talk to Boris here, that is often when we get the class select menu. Each class gives you access to 7 major skills, and when you get a major skill, you automatically get 25 points into that skill. And Nightblade is the class of choice for Glitchless, primarily because we get 3 attributes that we really want, and that's acrobatics. That's going to help us a lot with a skip coming up later on where we get the jump higher, athletics, where we get to basically have more stamina more extra stamina basically for running around in this game, and destruction, which Zeke, I don't know if you want to talk about that or not.
Yeah, so destruction is pretty important for us, mostly because me and Mike actually rerouted not long ago. Hold up. Elder Scrolls moment. Is it? Okay, hold on just 1 minute. You know, Todd Howard says it works, all right? We'll give it a second. There we go. Okay, it's spinning.
Hey.
It just works, guys.
Thank you, Todd.
Shout out to Todd. So yeah, we choose destruction because we get some pretty strong spells we need to use to kill specific enemies. One of the tankiest and annoying ones we have to deal with is Umbra. We're going to talk about her in a minute. You guys like my hair? It's so nice. In the meantime, we got time for some donations while I run towards Umbra.
Absolutely. We have $50 from Ghostboy96 saying, I'm so happy to be helping this amazing cause. It's needed now more than ever. Let's get this bonus any percent run. Thank you so much for that $50 donation supporting MSF. And yes, indeed, let's get that bonus any percent run. You could see it on the screen, just over $21,500 of the $60,000 goal. Make sure you're putting your donations towards those incentives, either through the Twitch extension or through good old gdq.gg/donate.
All right, so there's a funny little bug when you come out of water in first person where your camera kind of floats. We're gonna take care of that scamp because he looked at me a little funny. And we're gonna walk in here, and what's gonna happen is that there was an NPC out there that might have followed me in, but I'm gonna jump across this little trap here, and we're going to bind some spells. So most importantly, we're going to bind that. I'm going to go over here and bind Cold Touch. That's our new really cool strong spell, and bind this potion for now in the event that I need to use it. So what I've just put on is Flashbolt Scroll, which is what we picked up in the dungeon, which does about 3 times the damage of the normal flare, and it costs nothing. We need that for Umbra here, as well as Cold Touch, which does insane damage. So what I'm going to do is come over here and hope that Umbra's standing in a really cool place for us. Umbra check. Okay, there she is. Let me go ahead and aggro her, and we're going to take care of this rat. Take care of this rat, too. Come here, buddy. All right, and now we have Umbra rounding this corner. I'm going to hit her with the scroll, and then we're going to touch her a few times with the Frost Touch. Sorry, nothing personal. We needed to do that because Umbra drops the Umbra Blade. And we need that specifically for the main quest to progress. This gas drop's going, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, and yeah, so that was Umbra. She's actually kind of a big pain sometimes, not all the time. And really, actually, we also needed her armor because we're going to sell that. That's a part of the routing we're talking about for a skip that comes near the end of the game. So a lot of that's going to be very, very important. And now we're going to take a brisk jog over to the Clavigus Vile Shrine. And while we do that, I think I would love to hear some donations.
And I would love to give donations as well. So much going towards that any % run, including this $25 donation supporting Doctors Without Borders from Twisty that says, so excited to see everyone coming together for GDQ, especially with how important MSF is right now with everything happening in the world. Here's towards Oblivion, any %.
Heck yeah. You guys really do want to see that any %. It is so unbelievably broken. So now we've warped to Wayne and Prairie. We needed that fast travel unlock, and now we're going to meet the worst guy. Just the worst guy. And I'm sure Mike can agree he's just the worst NPC in the game, and his name is Joffrey.
Yeah, Joffrey is a very common source of griefing in basically each all main quest category. And that is because we're going to see later on, Joffrey just likes to go for random naps whenever we need to talk to him. And we need to talk to him a lot over the course of the main quest. And you can just randomly lose like 20, 30 seconds just looking all over for Joffrey. We might, hopefully not, see a bit of that later. But first, Zeke is going to go ahead and fast travel over to Kvatch. So we went ahead and gave Joffrey the Amulet of Kings, which we got from Boris back in the sewers. And this is to advance the main quest line. First, we need to find an apparent bastard son of Uriel Septim, Martin, who we're going to see in a little bit. But first, apparently, Kvatch, the city he was stationed in, is being under invasion by these demons from this place called Oblivion. And, I think that might be the title of the game.
Ooh, title drop. That's crazy, yeah.
Want to know something else that's big that just dropped?
What's that?
We got a $30,000 donation from AMD saying, whether you're cheering in person or from your comfiest chair at home, we hope you're having an amazing time. Huge shout out to all the runners. You're absolutely crushing it. Keep the hype and the speed going. AMD, thank you so much.
That is a massive donation.
That's incredible.
That means that we are just under $11,000 away from meeting that any % incentive.
That is absolutely insane. That is so unbelievably generous. And yeah, that close to 80% already? Oh my goodness, guys. There's a whole lot of game to be played, a whole lot of Sean Bean to be seen. So now we're in Oblivion Gate. Oblivion 1 and Oblivion 3. So we go through 3 main Oblivion Gates. 1 and 3 are actually pretty straightforward. That wasn't very nice. And what we're doing is we essentially have to climb to the very top of these Oblivion Gates to get them closed. And they have a set pattern. There's no RNG to them in terms of their layouts or anything like that. And the whole premise is just get to the very top. But this one's a little bit special. We actually have to get a key to open up a door to get out. And the key can only be obtained by a sigil watcher over here who has a guy in a cage, and we go in here and the guy's like, please help, I absolutely need help, you get the guy and help me get out. So what we're actually going to do is we're just going to go touch, and we're going to take his key, and we're just going to ignore the guy in the cage and hope he doesn't care.
Yeah, you're seeing that Frost Touch come into action. That is one of the abilities we got from a major skill in Destruction.
Incredibly overpowered early game.
It is incredible for this run. It's going to it does I think 3 times the damage or something of flare. It's just massive.
It is insanely strong, and it really enabled us to kind of break open the routing for this a bit. And as I go up here, I'm going to close out the Oblivion Gate, and closing out the Oblivion Gates is as simple as just interacting with the sigil at the very top. We're gonna run past this guy and hit this teleport pad, and now we're gonna enter through a door over here. This should take us to the very top of the Oblivion Gate, which means we just have to go and grab it. Since we already have the key, we don't need to kill that guy there who also has a key, since we only need the one. And as I climb this, there's going to be a small little optimization that I do. I say little, but it does save a noticeable amount of time, where we're going to grab the sigil and... Okay, guys, let's calm down. And we're going to grab the sigil, and it's going to start an explosion. But if we jump down here, it kind of skips to the very end of the explosion, and that's the end of Oblivion 1. And now that we've closed that gate, we need to go save Martin. And you heard me say Sean Bean earlier. That's Martin. In the remaster, his face model is almost identical to that of Sean Bean's as well. So we're going to go into this little combat arena that we have to do. We have to kill 5 enemies, or it might be 6, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 or 5 scamps and 1 Daedra. And we're going to have to, hopefully they don't, yep, no happy feet, please. That guy is going to hopefully be dealt with by the guards. I'm going to go up here. We're going to... This guy is crazy. Oh, my goodness.
Whoa.
All right. He was feeling himself a little bit. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip Umbra. This is to change our item weight so that our fast travel timings are accurate, because we need to be in certain places at certain times. And Sean Bean is walking away. Hey, Sean.
UE5 Sean Bean is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And now we're just going to do a little bit of fast traveling, go take care of a couple things. I think we have some time for a few donations, if there are any.
Yes, absolutely. And the sponsor love continues to come in all week long. We had a $10,000 donation from the Yeti. They share, hey all, Yeti here. You all keep bringing the heat with each speed run, so we're matching that energy with another donation from everyone here at the Yeti. Together with your support, we're helping to raise some serious funds for MSF on their mission. The Yeti, thank you all so much for your generous donation supporting Doctors Without Borders here at Summer Games Done Quick.
That is awesome. Those are some big donations.
So right here, we came back to Wayne and Priory after rescuing Martin at Kavach, and we found that it's being assaulted by the same assassins who killed Uriel Septim earlier in the sewers. So we're going to go ahead, help our boy Joffrey out. I wish he was as loyal to us as we are to him. And we're going to go ahead, kill this last assassin, and then right after that, talk to Joffrey, and he's going to go, hey, I got a new pad we can hang out at called a Cloud Ruler Temple, and we're going to go ahead and just fast travel like straight there.
Yeah, the whole objective here is to get Martin away from where he could be hurt by the Daedra, which is up in this sanctuary here. So we're going to wait for them to come to me, and I can open this door, and then we're going to run to Miss Karkand. And Miss Karkand is a dungeon that I'm sure a lot of OG Oblivion runners are painfully aware of if you ran no out of bounds. Because the way we are using Miss Karkand is we are picking up some loot in there. We have to go in there regardless to get the quest item, but we're also picking up some items for money. And usually speaking, Miss Karkand's pretty straightforward. There's not really many issues. Actually, the biggest problem is the run to Miss Karkand. It's a bit of a slog, and we're hoping not to run into any goblins.
Bandit.
Or a bandit. Yeah, let me check. Okay, they're chilling.
Okay.
The thing about checking for NPCs or checking for enemies to aggro onto you is if an NPC, like a humanoid character, gets aggroed onto you, no matter how far you go, no matter where you run, no matter what plane you get on, they're coming. And what that means is that if you're in a dungeon and you leave it and you're like, I would like to fast travel, it's like, no, there is somebody nearby. And it's like, who? And it's that one guy you left 6 hours ago in another area. He is just running at you. So we try to avoid aggroing them at all costs. Typically animals or like monster enemies don't do that, and we can just bolt away from them. But we're coming up on Miss Karkand now. And I'm just going to eyeball around to see if there's any goblins outside. There is, so which means I'm going to have to kill 2 goblins. Be this guy here and another one to my left. This is so we don't get locked out of the fast travel after we finish Miss Karkand. So we're just going to snipe that guy. And if I run up here, I should see another red dot to my left. Oh. Just kidding, I'm a liar. Oh. So we don't need to kill another one. All right. So the Miss Karkand dungeon is, like I said, pretty straightforward. It's just a little bit of a labyrinth where we're kind of running through, and we need to get a big stone at the end of it. There's going to be a bunch of goblins and zombies and, we don't really care too much about them. They're not really that much of a threat. I guess I should have mentioned this before. We play on the easiest difficulty, which is Novice, and that's mostly just because it's the fastest difficulty. Master difficulty in this game is a little cursed at the moment, and I know they're patching to add a new difficulty with an upcoming patch, because there's a little bit of an imbalance with the hardest difficulties in this game.
But yeah, this is like probably one of the bigger dungeons that we go in, like you can go into in the game. I want to say specifically, like when we get to the second floor right here, this is where a big reroute happened to account for that big skip coming up later that we are probably going to talk about when we get there. Zeke is going to go ahead and pick up this Varla stone here in the middle. It's directly on the way. We're going to be able to sell that for a lot coming up, because we are going to need a lot of money very, very soon. And we're going to go ahead here, press this button. Then we need to go ahead and access the last floor of the dungeon. And Zeke's going to go ahead and pick up 3 more stones right here. Again, this is all going to become like super, super important later.
All right, yeah, no issues. Usually picking up those stones can be kind of a pain because the hitboxes are really awkward and small. But that went through just fine. Now we're going to run to the end, and we have to kill the King of Miskarkan, which it sounds like a big scary boss. And really, we have Umbra, the sword, so we're actually going to hit him very, very hard, and he'll die usually about 1 to 2 hits. There's a bit of RNG here. We're hoping the King of Miskarkan drops a damage staff, which would speed up the end of the game by about 15 to 20 seconds. That's a stone we need. He's hanging out in here. Pull out our sword. Hit him twice. We got a damage staff.
Oh,
all right.
nice.
Folded.
Let's go.
That is very lucky. Would not happen on PB pace, by the way. Let me make that very clear. But now we're just going to bolt out of Miskarkan, and while we do that, I think we can hear some donations.
Yeah, earlier we were talking about needing to get a little bit more money, and that little bit more money that we're contributing towards Doctors Without Borders, like this $25 donation from 8-Bit Monster that says, very excited to see the Oblivion Remaster. Good luck on your run, CaptainEzekiel. Gotta help get that any % incentive. Let's get a dono train going. Everyone wants to see more Oblivion, right? So, chat, audience, let's get a dono train going. $25 from 8-Bit Monster. Let's do a $25 donation train at 25 minutes. Let's get those donations rolling in and put it towards that any % incentive.
Absolutely. I know you guys want to see some out of bounds, some clipping, some broken video games, and that is all present in any %. So now we're done with Miskarkan. We can come up here, and we're going to be greeted by Joffrey complaining.
And his sons were slain.
Yeah, okay, buddy. All right, good talk, guys. We're going to go ahead and go to Imperial City. Now, this is where kind of like the whole routing hits. This is where we go completely off the script that we used to do, and I'll kind of have Mike explain what exactly I'm doing in this city.
All right, so first off, we're going to go ahead and meet Boris, who was we were helping out earlier in the sewers. First off, we need to kill this assassin who's hiding here. We're going to shoot a fireball at him. Oh, you might need to... Uh-oh.
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're good.
Okay, yeah. So there was a very funny meme that almost happened right there. So we shot a fireball at that guy off, from around the corner so nobody else could see us, and then went ahead and frost touched him. We're going to go ahead and kill this guy right over here. We're going to need this guy's house keys right over here. And that is going to be very, very important. The entire routing for this part is like pretty crazy. He's going to wake up right here, and we're going to go ahead and steal his keys, and then we're going to fast travel over to the Arcane University, and we're going to need to talk to this other NPC. So this is all happening on a very, very strict time frame. We basically need to make sure that by noon the next day, we are at this grave in the middle of the city so that we can basically unlock the next part of the main quest. And we are also, while doing that, purchasing what we need to do that skip later. So after this, we're going to go ahead and go to the market district right here, and we're going to plant ourselves outside this bookstore that we're going to need to buy a book from this guy. And again, a lot of waiting that's going to happen here.
And what I'm going to quickly do is also, we're going to make a safety save. I'm also going to go in here and bind this spell, and I'm going to make a safety manual save. And the reason for that is in the event that something goes wrong, oh, that's not what I want to do. In the event that something goes wrong with this timing and how I'm doing this, which is very critical, I can load that save and do it again so that we don't get any big issues. So we're going to wait till about 8:30 here and to wait for our bookstore to open. And we're going to go in here, and we're going to talk to this guy. And we're like, we need these books. And he's like, I don't have them. I got to give them to this nerd. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the nerd. We're going to wait 2 hours. And this is going to make the NPC with the books spawn right next to Fintius here. Hey, buddy. Go. And we're going to take his books from him.
Take this note.
And now this is where we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff we used to never do.
Yeah, so Zeke is going to go ahead and go to this pub right over here next door. We're going to talk to this vendor who normally belongs to like this castle DLC where you get to furnish your castle. He is one of the best vendors in the game. He's extremely rich. We can sell up to 2,000 items for up to 2,000 to him. And also he has very low mercantile, so we can go ahead and hackle him for 153%. And when we sell everything that we've been picking up, so those books, Umbra's armor, the shield, those stones, we're going to have just enough when we go to the other side of the market district over here. We're going to go to one of my favorite NPCs in the game, Mr. Welcome the Reindeer Staves over here. And he's going to sell us this lesser staff of telekinesis that we're going to need for later. He's going to buy one. And then we're going to go across the street and we're going to go ahead and buy this spell, telekinesis. And I don't know if we want to talk about this later, but there's a very funny, like, bug with telekinesis in this game that is fixed when we use the telekinesis spell with lesser staff of telekinesis, and we're going to need that really like a lot later. So this detour costs about like 50 seconds, I want to say, ish, but it's going to save us like 3+ minutes later.
Yeah, it's a pretty finicky thing we worked into the route here. Now, hopefully, if my timing is correct, I can go to the Gardens District, and we're hoping Boris is at the bar. Don't
Masterfully explained, Mike, by the way.
Yeah, that was really good. All right, Boris is at the bar, so this is good. Now we're doing this big AI kind of pathing break, where we're going to go into the sewers prematurely before Boris has even asked us to meet him in the sewers. And we need to do this because we want Boris to stay inside, and we're kind of break the way he's supposed to path. They do this in the original as well, where essentially we come down here and open up the gate that we would need to open to let Boris through. We can go out here. Now we're going to go talk to Boris and be like, hey, let's go to the sewers. And he's like, all right. And then we're going to beat him out this door and go straight into the place that we stole a key to access. And we're going to go into the sewers. And if I've done everything correctly, and I hope I did, he will teleport to us and meet us in the sewers. So cross your fingers that everything here went well. And Boris makes an appearance here in just a minute where we need him to.
This is also where the key comes into play, just so we can go into this guy's house right here, just so we can get to the sewers just a little bit faster. And because we had his keys, also here's the spell that we're going to use to get into his basement. Because we had his key, the game is not going to consider that us breaking into his house, so the guards are not going to go after us. That is like very, very crucial.
All right, and he's here. Woo! Woohoo! Good job, Boris. All right, and now the whole point of this is Boris is going to hold a little secret meeting. We're just going to kill an NPC in there, and we are going to take a book
Yo,
away.
we got some big Boris fans in the crowd right now.
All right. Let's go, Boris.
Yo, Boris.
Boris is going to be chilling here, and we're going to stand here. We're going to lock eyes. It's kind of cute. But what we're actually waiting for is that.
That's not so cute. Totally
needed his
ruined the
book.
romance.
The whole reason we did all this is because you're supposed to get 4 books, and the books would tell you where to go at a certain time of day. Now, I said the important part of Boris needed to be there at a certain time. There's actually a more important and strict timing that we're about to see if I hit as well, which is we have to be at that stone that Mike talked about, and it has to be between 11:45 and 12:30. And if I messed up at all, we might not have that. So let's go ahead and open this up, travel to the palace. What time of day is it? 11:57.
We're good.
We're good. So we're going to be able to interact with the stone now, and we can proceed through the quest. If that had not happened, we'd have to sit here and wait 23 hours, and we don't want to do that, so we are out of here.
Not like real 23, like
In-game
23 hours.
hours.
Just to clarify.
So now we're going to pass to my favorite shrine, favorite dungeon, because it's very funny, and we're going to be kind of quiet during because I want you guys to hear the glory of that shrine. So while we're doing that,
Oh,
my.
unlucky.
You didn't see anything. I didn't do it.
See what?
I accept your surrender.
Thank you.
Did you just leap at you?
Yeah, she was mad I took her horse, but it's okay. I told her sorry, and then I stole it when she turned around. So totally all right. We can fit in a couple donations here.
Much appreciated. We have a $666 donation from an anonymous donor that says, hot take, Oblivion is the most metal Elder Scrolls game. Thank you so much for that generous donation. And we have a $25 donation from Soggy saying the Emperor is gone, but he left this note behind for us. It reads, let's make bonus any % happen. Thank you, Emperor. And thank you so much for hopping onto that $25 donation train. Tons of tickets purchased for that, but I could read out those later on when we get a little bit more time.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, we're actually about halfway through the game at this point, so if we want to see any %, and I know you do, I know you want to support a great cause. Let's see those donations come through. We're in the Shrine of Dagon, and we're gonna loot some stuff, and it's about to be very funny in a moment. And the only reason for that is because you hear what he just said, for Lord Dagon in paradise. You're about to hear that a lot, by the way. So make sure your audio is turned up so you can hear this nice and clear.
Zeke, did you know that you cannot escape the Master's Vigilance?
I can't. I wish somebody would tell me that I can't escape the Master's Vigilance. Let's find out.
Take the Master's Vigilance.
All right. We had to steal a book, and we're running away with that. Oh, I went in that a little too early. We stole a book, and they're mad about it. And you're like, wow, there's a lot of NPCs saying stuff. We haven't even passed the majority of the NPCs. So you're about to hear. Yep. All right.
You cannot escape the Master's Vigilance.
What did the crowd just say?
I don't know.
While we're running through the tunnels here, do we have time for a donation?
Sure do.
We have $50 from Dagother that says, come Neverarm, my moon and star come. Come to the heart chamber and together we'll drive the mongrel dogs of the empire from Morrowind. Wait, this is the wrong game. Is this how you honor the sixth house and the tribe unmourned? Lay down your pathetic attempt to be the fastest and I may still grant you mercy. Oh, and make sure to donate all valuables to MSF. They have need of it. And make sure those donations go towards any %. We're less than $7,000 away!
Woo. Yeah. That's pretty close, guys. And we just finished the Shrine of Dagon. They had a lot to say about it. Like, we can't escape the Master's Vigilance, which unfortunately we did. We're going to walk out of the dungeon here, and we're going to wait for this quest pop up, and hopefully I can do a quick save and a quick load, and we want combat to break. If it doesn't break, we're going to wait for an NPC to load out potentially, but let me listen. Oh, maybe. Hold on.
Yeah, we're good.
We are good. All right, great.
That is like something you're going to be seeing a lot in these runs, just like leaving a dungeon and then just quick saving, quick loading just so you can break combat because the enemies inside the dungeon cannot follow you outside, unlike vice versa. So very crucial piece of tech in this game.
Yeah, we got Joffrey out here waiting for us. Now we have to deal with some spies. We have a bit of a spy situation on our hands. And Martin's like, hey, there's spies. And we're like, yeah, man, we'll help. We got you. And we're going to go talk to Joffrey to tell him, hey, we're here to help with the spy issue. And before we actually help with the spy issue, though, we're going to go and get rid of our really cool Umbra sword. Even though it's really strong and I like using it, we need to actually get rid of it because it's part of a quest. So we're actually going to jump down here, back to the Klavika Spile Shrine that we grabbed at the very beginning when we first killed Umbra. And this is actually not an intended way of doing this. The Klavika Spile Shrine, you're supposed to have a quest level limit, or requirement rather. And for some reason it just doesn't work. And we kind of, since we already have Umbra, we can just skip through it. And we can just interact with the back so we don't get any dialogue. And now we got the sword put away, and now we're going into Bruma so we can deal with the spy situation, which is going to require us to break into a house.
Yeah, this is going to be the only lockpick minigame that we do in the entire game. And the lockpick minigame can really grief you in this game. Like, you can just lose, like, a lot of time to just getting a lot of fast fall tumblers here. First, we're going to go ahead and wait till 7 a.m. because that's when both these spies inside the house are going to be there. And wake up, and then we're going to go ahead and break in.
Did the crowd just cheer for lockpicking, breaking into someone's house? I swear I heard someone cheer for breaking into this.
I think what the crowd was cheering about was we broke through. $6,000 left with the incentive. Just over $5,500 left to go.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
You violated the law. Since you lack the funds to pay the court.
Put your hands up.
You must now serve out your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
Okay, so no, they're not. Buddy,
oh, he's following you.
all right. I don't have money.
All right, yeah,
Oh, no.
you just got to go to jail.
We're going to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy, we get it. You got me.
So that is a very funny bug that can happen. So For the more astute viewers, you might have noticed this guy is not a regular guard, like a regular city guard. This is actually an NPC, and as you're gonna see, we have some zombies spawning out outside of jail here.
What are they doing?
Also, a very common bug that happens when this other bug happens, where this guy who is related to a side quest next door in this vampire hunter side quest will just see you break through the house through like two different houses. It makes no sense. We don't know why it happens, but yeah.
And Zeke only went to jail for like an hour. I don't know how those zombies just showed up. Like,
Must have been a really long hour.
All right, now we're working on another part of this quest where we have to go close Abruma Oblivion Gate. The place we were just at, suddenly there's a...
what a camera angle.
You got games on your phone thing going on? All right, we're gonna jump to the stables and we're gonna go get started on the annoying Oblivion Gate, the deadly RNG heavy Oblivion Gate. It's also a very, very funny escort quest. So while we get in here, real quick, I think you got time for one donation.
Awesome. There were lots of tickets for the $25 donation train that happened at 25 minutes, including this $25 donation from Jay Howell that says, let's get that Oblivion incentive done quick and stop dragging this out. Puns. That's right. We are now under 5,000 left for the incentive. Let's count down those thousands.
Absolutely. I'm so excited, guys. We got to hit it.
Keep it going.
We're
pacing.
closing in. Yeah, we're closing in. I'm taking a little bit of a funny angle here. I'm doing what we would call just Oblivion walking, where you just kind of run up whatever you want. And we're going to run inside this building now. This is where the escort quest gets really, really annoying. And we got the bad RNG. So, which means if we get... Okay, man. If we get casters and we get scamps, the guards that won't just teleport to me when I go through a door like we'd like them to, they're actually going to get really upset that there's a scamp in the room, and they're going to really want to find it. And we got one here I'm going to just get rid of. I'm actually going to kill this guy too because he's just there. And we want the guards to not get stuck because we need them with us. I can hear them fighting, but that's usually okay. Ideally, I should be able to just get rid of this scamp here. And hopefully they teleport. Please cross your fingers that they teleport to me here. So far, so good. All right. We're going to do the same thing here, hopefully. So far, so good?
Yeah, this escort quest is extremely annoying. These guys just love fighting random enemies and just not following you. It's a pretty common reset point for this category.
All right, so let's hope that he didn't summon that scamp in time. Okay, perfect. They're still here. Thanks for the key. And let's get to this door before anything else loads in, and hopefully... Oh, okay, good, perfect.
Nice.
We got it. No NPCs hanging out behind us.
This part is terrifying, by the way, if you're going for like a really good time.
Yeah, we need the whole reason it's scary is because he just needs to be in the room while we interact with this. So we're just gonna interact now, jump down, and that's Oblivion 2.
The most annoying one out of the way.
Yeah.
We are absolutely flying by.
Oh, what do we got cooking up?
Oh, we got more donation train tickets that I've got to announce, including a $25 donation from Untitled Chapter that says, "Stop! You violated the law. Donate to GDQ or serve your sentence." We also have a $25 donation from an anonymous donor that says, "I desperately need that sweet, sweet Elder Scrolls jank. So I'm hopping on that $25 donation train. Let's make it happen. Just over 4,500 to go."
All right. All right, we're going to talk to a couple of the gentlemen here that we have been talking to. And we got the quest. We mentioned a skip earlier, didn't we, Mike? We talked about doing some stuff.
Yes, we did. This is what we call Syncrotor skip. So right now we're going to be making our way towards this other dungeon that we need to travel to now as part of the main quest line called Syncrotor. We need to grab the Arbor of Tiber Septim. I think that's what it is. Problem. This dungeon is like really, really long. We need to go in there. We need to go to the second floor, and then we basically need to go around the entire dungeon, like just freeing these ghosts who are just trapped there by these skeletons. But there is a skip we can do to just grab the armor like right away, and this is actually a skip that was actually present in the original Oblivion. Chronos, if you want to go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, in OG Oblivion, they used a staff, but the issue with that is the staff that is generated is RNG. And you would need a staff that casts a greater spell of damage to basically AoE spell the armor all the way to you. And I don't think it works the same way in this game, does it?
No, it doesn't. So I mentioned a bug with telekinesis earlier. So shout out, by the way, to Empress Vala in the Oblivion community. She found this incredible way to rectify a very long-standing bug with this game involving telekinesis. And that is if we equip a lesser staff of telekinesis and dispel telekinesis, the lesser staff of telekinesis that usually has a range of 10 meters will be extended to 30 meters if you just have the telekinesis spell equipped in your spell, like quick bar right over there. And it'll go up to 30 meters. And you'll see it once Zeke gets there, but that is just the distance we need to grab that armor. And this worked because, we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get there. They made some changes to the way the barrier guarding the armor works. And funnily enough, it kind of works in our favor. But first, Zeke is going to go ahead and kill a couple of these skeletons that are guarding the entrance over here. These guys can be really, really annoying. One of the most common annoyances with this category is that enemies can just prevent you from fast traveling, especially if they're out in the overworld.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got some time for donations while I walk up to do this skip. I'd say probably about 2.
Yeah, love it. We have a $100 donation from Gibson that says, "Let's go Twitch chat." And speaking of Let's Go Twitch chat, we had a $25 donation from Grimsky, who used the Twitch extension to hop onto that $25 donation train. That's right, you could donate without leaving Twitch at all. Use that Support Doctors Without Borders button and apply the incentive right from the Twitch interface if you are using the desktop Twitch viewing.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. Are we close to that 80% incentive? How are we doing?
We are so close to that incentive. Just over 4,000 to go. Audience, how are you doing?
All right, Sancrator skip, Mike. Let's
All right, so the barrier you see here is guarding our path to the armor. And normally we have to get those ghosts to help us out. Funnily enough, they added some geometry to the sidewalls here in this remaster that we're going to be just allowed to stand on here. And, ooh, close. All right, so funnily enough, we can jump over the top of this barrier. Well, our character can't, but we can just see over it. And if Zeke times this right, he's going to jump, fire the telekinesis staff, and if he does it correctly, it's going to just yoink that armor right towards him, and we're just going to be able to skip the entire dungeon.
And we just yoinked ourselves beyond the $4,000 point for that incentive!
Yeah, this is like a really, really tough skip. As
Yeah,
seeing,
it's hard.
Zeke do it. Like, it's a pretty precise jump. Ooh.
very close.
We assure you, though, this is like definitely like easy, like better than like doing the dungeon normally. All right. Yeah, this is really tough. And also, it doesn't help also that this barrier, like, it might not seem like it. This barrier does give you a debuff that it decreases your speed and also decreases your fatigue, which is your stamina. And you're going to see it right here as a cursor will kind of like light up with the interact. Oh, that was so close.
So
Very
close.
All right. We got this. We got this.
Oh, that was so close.
So basically, we want this orb to hit just as that interact prompt shows up, and it will just yoink it over to us. Oh, that was really, really close. This is like very, very tight, by the way. Because
There we go. Oh, man. It worked first try in practice, by the way. But you probably already guessed that.
I am a witness. I can confirm that.
Yeah, Sacred Tor Skip was a big one, because when I learned that the original had it, I was like, can we make that happen? The Sacred Tor Skip was, this whole routing was actually just like, basically just a mind child of Vala, me, and Mike, where we all got together and it's like, all right, I was able to find out that we can actually do it with the right staff. So I was really excited, because all we needed was a greater staff of telekinesis, and we could maybe get that from the King of Mistkarkan, but Todd Howard, that doesn't drop from it's the only greater stat that doesn't drop from him. So I thought the skip was bust, and then Vala found that we could do that with the staff and with the spell, and then Mike helped us route it in and get this like really cool skip in that you can very much see will lose you a lot of time if you have to sit there and do it for a while. But we got it eventually, right?
Indeed.
Much like how we're about to get that any % run, right, Twitch chat?
I was just about to say. Helping us get there was a $100 donation from ProntoCon saying, did you think you'd escape the Master's vigilance that easily? Let's go ahead and get that incentive met. Just over 3,500 to go.
Keep it going.
All right, guys. Wouldn't it be really cool if Sean Bean just like took off his shirt here for no reason whatsoever?
Wow.
Whoa. Don't know why he does it.
We know why.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do a warp over here to Castle Bruma because now we have to set up for the final Oblivion Gate. But, guys, I will say, we're getting close to the end of the game. There's only $3,200 left before... You guys want to see me look at a battered stool and then beat the game 4 minutes later?
Let's
Yes.
make it happen.
Yes.
It's
I do.
over $3,000 to go. Let's make it happen, audience. Let's make it happen. Twitch chat.
Greeting.
So Zeke's going to go ahead and talk to the Countess of Bruma right here. So basically what's going on in the story is that we need a great sigil stone, and the only way for that to happen is if we get a great Oblivion Gate to open somewhere. And Bruma is right next door to Cloud Ruler Temple, and you know the Mythic Dawn, who are like the bad guys chasing us the entire time, they really want to get Sean Bean. So we need to go ahead and bait them by spawning a great Oblivion Gate right outside the city, and we need her permission. So Zeke's going to go ahead and wait an hour for her. She's going to spawn right here. We're going to go ahead and initiate the battle by talking to her, and we're going to go ahead and do a strat right here that I found not that long ago where Zeke is going to wait 3 hours right here, and by waiting in town and then traveling to the battlefield, if we do this right, Sean Bean should just like travel there right away, which normally he used to not do that. You would sometimes have to wait like 9 hours for him to show up.
Yeah, it was horrible. All right, so we're going to load in here. I'm going to turn around, and hopefully we can jump off. We'll see Sean Bean and his army, which is really about 7 level 1 NPC guards. The soldiers of Cyrodiil.
Yeah, the soldiers of Cyrodiil in
Alrighty.
their fur armor.
We are going to sit through some dialogue. We actually have to sit here and listen to him yap. So if there's donations, actually, guys, if you want to throw in a bunch of donations, keep them coming.
That's right. Rather than listening to the yapping, let's listen to the amazing generosity from the Games Done Quick audience community here, shall we? A $25 donation from Mark J that says, 1 train ticket to any Percentville, please. We have a $50 donation from Terranos saying, a game so nice, let's see it twice. So here's 2 tickets for the hype train towards meeting that any percent incentive. And we have $250 from Mia saying, hey, trans rights, Mia here. Just wondering, which hand is your favorite? Love your runs, Ezekiel. You are doing amazing, Ezekiel.
Thank you so much, Mia. Could you please stay in Louisiana, though? I don't got time for you here. I'm so sorry, but that is such a generous donation, and thank you so much for the kind words. This whole section is timed. I actually can't really do anything, but it's also somehow super funny. We have a lot of Oblivion NPCs here, and a lot of stuff happens with Oblivion NPCs, so hopefully we hear some funny dialogue lines. And
This is like definitely like where like peak Oblivion NPCing like goes on.
Just past 3,000 left. Let's go!
Close.
What a beautiful creation, Maxie. I just gotta give props.
That is the face of a character that wants to do any percent. Are you going to say no to that face?
Exactly. Like, this is what peak performance looks like, folks, and we need to see that happen.
Oh, here it is. The guards, the dialogue breaks sometimes when an enemy kills an NPC, and they all just start yelling that there's been murder, and it's really, really funny every time it happens. All right.
Are they not doing anything?
Martin? All right. He's got that one. All right. And like I said, this is Oblivion 3 we're walking into. That's the final Oblivion Gate. We got a couple levels left before the end of the game. And we're under $2,800 away now from what I can see on the big screen.
Yes, let us not delay. Let's squeeze out that final 5% with some generous donations to Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, where are all the mud crabs donating to defend themselves?
Yeah.
Like, come on. mud crabs rise up.
Ow.
So this, like, during this section, like Sean Bean Martin, he can actually die, but on this difficulty, he has like so much health comparatively to like every other NPC. And it's kind of just better for us to like just let him like hang out, because if we accidentally killed a guard or something, we're gonna get in trouble later. We are actually gonna have to go to jail for that because Oblivion, you know.
And it'll be a lot longer than the hour that we got for lockpicking.
Yeah.
You know?
Way longer. And when we are now entering the final Oblivion Gate, this is also kind of a straightforward one. The whole purpose of this one is there's a big old machine right there that wants to destroy everything and allow Lord Dagon to make his appearance. And we're going to run, and you know what? I think we might have some donations.
Oh my gosh, we are eking so close to this. We had $250 from Becca Dactyl saying, let's get that any percent run. This is hilarious enough glitchless. Can't wait to see the wacky shenanigans of a glitch full run. And we also have $100 from Commodore Scrib saying, I go to jail for 1 hour and a zombie apocalypse breaks out. That sounds glitchy. I like it. Let's see more glitches and get that any percent run.
Absolutely, man. We are so close, and it is coming down to the wire, guys. Just 2,200 left, and we're in the final Oblivion Gate. Doesn't mean we're at the end of the game quite yet. We still have to go through some more monologue, actually. We got a funny one coming, but we're close.
You do not want to wait. Let's get those donations in now.
Yeah, like, even though this is the like probably the most climactic Oblivion Gate we end up going through, it's actually really chill and like really easy, especially compared to like Oblivion 2. We're just gonna kind of just hold W towards the end here.
No escort quest needed.
Nope.
So.
No babysitting required.
We had a $25 donation from Mel saying, I donated a mud crab the other day.
That worked.
Yeah, you can go ahead and keep them coming for now. I mean, it looks like we're under 2,000 now.
We are just underneath 2,000. Let's go! And that donation indeed could have been yours. Who's going to make it under 1,000?
All right, guys, let's see. So this is the end of Oblivion 3, but we have to kill a couple enemies before it's actually over. And I just got... Where's my character going? All right. And now we got these Daedra here. I got to be careful when I hit them so I don't accidentally kill someone. All right. Now that's the end of Oblivion 3.
Woo! Celebrating the end of Oblivion 3's Boromir, son of Denethor, donating $100 saying, one does not simply walk into an Oblivion gate. Oh, you do? Well, never mind then. Carry on.
We're going to wait 2 hours here just to hopefully get Sean Bean to show up where he's supposed to be in here, which is to open up the portal. It kind of helps make sure the NPC is in the room. And
He is not. Oh, is he? Nope.
what are you doing, Joffrey? Okay, here he is. So we're going to do the same thing to him that we did to Forrest. We're going to just give him a, come on, bud. Pep in the step.
Yep. Just a couple scoops.
Come on. There you go.
Come on, buddy.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Took off his armor, but not the helmet. Very important.
So right here, after we went ahead and got that Great Sigil Stone, we're going to go ahead and do the final process of this entire quest line. Or so we think. We're going to go ahead and chase the leader of the Mythic Dawn, Mankar Cameron, voiced by the immaculate Terrence Stamp, as you're going to hear in just a moment. This is a pretty iconic monologue, I think, from this game. And we're just going to go ahead and just basically hold W to the end. And this is where that damaging staff is going to come into play. These enemies are a little bit tankier than normal. And Zeke is going to go ahead, and there he is. So we're going to go ahead and need to kill this enemy up ahead, grab these gloves, and use them to basically unlock the rest of Paradise right here.
And speaking of unlocking, we are just under $1,000 to go!
Okay, let's go.
Twitch chat audience, I know you could do it!
That's pretty close, man. Oh, we're super close. Look at it, it's flying. That's awesome, guys. We're I feel like we might be doing some 80%.
Under 500!
My disciples are tempered for a higher destiny, to rule over Tamriel Reborn.
He's just yapping.
If you are truly the hero of destiny, as I hope, the garden...
Who's going to be the one to do it, chat?
200!
Oh, man.
We got it!
Wow, what an
Twitch chat,
incredible push.
GDQ audience, we got that bonus any percent run!
Heck yeah, man, let's hear it. That is very, very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to that because the any percent is actually such a tech-heavy, skip-heavy, glitch-heavy. It's absolutely, we're gonna beat the game in about 6 minutes playing it, but there's not even that much time to explain everything that needs to happen. So that's gonna be fun, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone who donated for that. That's incredible.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're going ahead and going towards the end here of Paradise. We basically are just making our way towards Mankar Cameron. This is like kind of the more chill part of the run, I would say. Like most of the hard part is over.
Yeah, now we're kind of just doing a little bit more monologue listening. I think we got time to hear a couple donations of what's come through.
And some of our friends made some really nice donations to help us get that any percent incentive, including Sean Bean that says, hey, I don't die in this one, right? That was a $25 donation from Sean Bean. Thank you so much for supporting MSF. And we have $25 from Brother Joffrey that says, do you have the donation? The donation of kings. The donation of kings is ancient. It was given to MSF by Twitch chat itself. Thank you so much, Brother Joffrey, for that $25 donation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joffrey. Except in my games, could you maybe not take naps at like 2 p.m.?
I know, right? Those naps.
That would be really cool. That is a generous donation. Now we're at the end of Paradise where, okay, we get it. She had to die a little dramatically. So now we have the strong staff, which means all we got to do is this, and he's dead.
Ow. So the Paradise is collapsing right here, and we're going to make our way back to Sean Bean in the real world.
In this case, we just have to wait for everything to crumble down. Oh my goodness. Oh. He's gonna feel that in the morning. So now we come out and we're gonna tell Martin we did it. We beat the bad guy. He's dead. We're gonna talk to Martin, let him know. And now,
Let's go.
Yo.
very nice. I was so hoping they would do that. All right, we're coming up at the end of the run here. We're gonna warp to the palace now because essentially we did it, right? Surely nothing bad happened.
Of course.
Right? We did it.
GG.
Yeah, we totally won and nothing bad is about to happen right now.
I'm so proud of my monstrous creation.
Yeah, he did great. You did awesome. And now we're gonna run in here and we're gonna sit here next to the Chancellor. Come on, Martin. Okay. What are we doing?
On behalf of the Elder Council, I accept your claim to the Imperial
Chancellor
throne.
Okado!
We should arrange
Chancellor Okado, the city is under attack. Oblivion gates have opened and Daedra are inside the walls. The guard is overwhelmed.
Courage, soldier. We have an emperor again.
All right. So we are here in the very last stretch of the game. And while this monologue is great, go ahead and toss a couple final donations in.
You got it. We have a $50 donation from TT Blue saying, can I have 2 tickets to the donation train, please? 1 for me and 1 for Lord Dagon! And we also have $25 from Chambo saying, hopping on that donation train, let's see the any percent. And we indeed got that any percent run. Thank you all for your generous donations to Doctors Without Borders.
That is so awesome.
Speaking of Lord Dagon.
Yeah, speaking of Lord Dagon, I thought we won. What happened to that? But no, the Daedra are here, and we got to hit this little quest log and talk to Martin. Now, surely I'm not going to round this corner and see like a big old demon in the middle of the city, right?
That'd be whoa. Uh-oh.
All right, see you later, Lord Dagon. We're going to run in here. Time is going to come up when I speak with Martin when he's standing still here over near the wall. So we're going to mash through this, and we're going to wait over here. And time.
GG's for real.
That was glitchless. Super fun, super awesome. But we got to do any percent now, so I'm not going to say too much about that run until we're done with any percent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have to close my game. We do have to restart the game in order to actually do the game again. It's a little bug with the game, so I am going to close out of the game, and we are going to start the game once more. And when I do that, basically the reason we have to is when you finish the game, the statue that Martin creates as the dragon is still there. and we don't know why it's there, so we actually can't finish the game again. So I have to wait for Oblivion to close, and we're going to go ahead and start it back up. And while we do that, let's hear some donations.
Yeah, in support of this push for any percent, we had a $250 donation from Mike the Liar, saying, Mike knows much, tells some. Mike knows many things other do not. Mike know, for example, this incentive will be met with ease. Mike also knows trans rights are human rights. Thank you so much, Mike the Liar, for that generous donation.
That was great. That was perfect. Great job. Okay, any percent. You guys ready to beat the game in like a couple minutes? We were here for an hour, right? Like, surely it can't be that fast. But for this one, we were going to play as a red guard. And it's specifically for a racial ability that we're going to get. And we're going to go ahead and go with trans rights again because trans rights.
Trans rights.
Time is going to start after I hit this confirmation here. So, audience, you want to do it again from 3? 3, 2, 1, go! All right, Mike, you want to say what's going on here? Because a lot's about to happen.
All right, so Zeke is going to go ahead and cast the racial ability from Red Guard that is called Adrenaline Rush. Normally, it makes you like run really fast and stuff, and it's actually, we used to use it a lot before we even found this glitch coming up, but it's going to put this meter on the bottom left of corner of his screen right here, and when that runs out, the game is going to use a lot of his fatigue, and Zeke is going to time it here while we're waiting and looking at this amazing battered stool right here. We're going to go ahead and use a lot of our fatigue as that is running out. And if Zeke times this correctly, our character is going to ragdoll from the buff wearing out. And if we time this correctly and we try to sit on this glorious battered stool at the same time that our character ragdolls from losing the buff, our character is going to clip through the floor. And after we do that, we're going to go ahead and make a quick save. But first off, let's see you go. Let's see if Zeke gets it. This is pretty tight, by the way. And nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So now we're going to be floating through the void as we load back in. Zeke is doing another glitch while we're at it here. He is scrolling in while his character is doing that. And if you zoom in while your character is ragdolled like that, it's going to head and like mess up our camera. But onto the other part of this like stool clip glitch that we found just recently. Shout out to Protoshy and Empress again. It is going to mess up our player coordinates. As you notice, like, why are we through this wall right now? We didn't even talk to Patrick Stewart or anything. Well, that's because the game messed up our player coordinates. We're going to do the same thing again here. Zeke is making a quick save, and when we did that glitch, it messed up our player coordinates. And when we load back in specifically from the main menu, the game is going to be confused and go like, I don't know where to put you. Here you go, I guess, and it puts you through the wall right here. We're going to go ahead and grab this Skelebo, as we call, and Zeke is going to do another glitch here that are all back to back to back. This one's tight. Oh, first try.
Oh.
Let's go. This is a super, super hard skip. If you so what Zeke did right here is he interacted with this door 4 frames. After he interacted with it, he loaded a quick save, and if you do it correctly, you'll get this screen where it's blacking out, but like the prompt is still there and everything, and it looks really weird. This is a glitch, again, found by Empress. She's the goat, one of the goats of this community. If we call it permakey, and basically what we're doing is bugging our game state and making the game think that we have the key for like most of the doors in this game. It really. And it seems huge, but it saves about 5 seconds, but considering this category is only like realistically, it's like 4 minutes now. That's quite a bit of time. And we're going to go ahead and run through it like we did in Glitchless. The reason you see Zeke playing in third person right now is because of that bug we did earlier where he was strolling at our character while we were ragdolled. And that is another bug called camera offset. And camera offset is basically, you're going to see it on the next screen. Yeah, wow. You look like you could play in the NBA right now, Zeke. No, that is a massive glitch that's basically used in like every single glitch category, and we're gonna use that as well to, we need that glitch basically to finish the game as quick as we do. So right here, we're gonna go ahead and meet with Glenn Roy, Patrick Stewart, and Boris. You're over here at the entrance to the room. We got pretty good RNG, and we're gonna go ahead and shoot over here at this assassin. We're way taller now this time. Yield to him right here. And a lot of this plays the same as it did previously. It's more so the next screen where we're going to go ahead and see another funny bug. We're going to go ahead and clear out these guys over here. Oh, pretty unlucky heal right there.
You don't want to do that again.
So instead of selecting the steed like we did last time. Yeah, this is another funny thing right here. That is caused by camera offset. We went ahead and chose the lover instead of the steed, and that is because we're going to need that ability for another clip that we're going to be doing up ahead. So a couple more assassins to kill. They are not bugged like they were last time, unfortunately. And once everyone is here, the whole gang is here. Boris is going to try to give us... Oh, no, nice. You skipped it. And right here, Zeke, when he runs up to this gate that initially, like, we weren't able to open, Zeke is going to go ahead and... this is going to look kind of strange, but... What's going on here, Zeke? Oh, we're through it now. That's crazy. And because we have permakey, we can just go ahead and open this door.
Gates are optional.
Yeah, this is a really good run. Wow.
Yeah, this is going crazy.
I was about to say, he's locked in.
You can probably squeeze in 1 or 2 donations here really quick because you guys might be a little surprised. We're almost done with the game.
Squeezing in those donations, supporting this any percent was $50 from Bobo saying, getting in my donation early for this great set of prizes. Give me more Oblivion. And that we indeed got. That $50 donation to MSF got you entered in for the Elden Ring enamel pins and Elder Scrolls Daedra Wall Clock potential prizes.
All right, now we're warping to the Temple District. When I said the game is almost over, you're like, how are we going to do that? How are we going to end the game? It's almost like they wouldn't just put a door to the end of the game behind another door.
Of course not.
They wouldn't do that. So we just went through a hidden door. This is actually also present in the original. And now we're going to walk out this door, and now suddenly, we're at the end of the game.
Whoa.
Remember this place a minute ago? We're going to hit this dialogue. Same thing, time is going to come up when I talk to Martin the second time when he starts running towards the center. So I'm going to run in here, and we're going to get that pop-up. That's okay. I'm going to press T. We're going to wait 12 hours for Martin to get here because he's a little slow. He's kind of still over in, Kavash.
You know?
We didn't save him, but he's going to catch up. He'll get here in a moment. And he's going to talk to us again because we're so tall. We're essentially going to have to look at him, and he's going to ask us,
Too late.
do you have games on your phone? And now we're going to wait a second here for the quest log pop up. I'm going to talk to him, and time. Woo! There we go. That actually went so well. I'm actually so surprised that was a crazy
Yeah,
kill.
that was so good.
That was Oblivion Remastered. The game is super loud. I can't do anything about it except close it. But it's a cool cutscene. So I'm going to quickly do my shout-outs before we head out here. So I'm CaptainEzekiel. I was just here yesterday running Resident Evil 7. I'm a horror speedrunner, and I love Oblivion. And thank you, crowd. I love you, too. And on my couch behind me were 3 fantastic commentators, Chronos, MikeWave, and Maxi. This was super fun, and I really hope you guys liked it. Keep supporting SGDQ. Fantastic event. Keep supporting Doctors Without Borders. Every bit of money counts. Everything's awesome. My host was fantastic. Thank you so much again, JD Puppy, for being such a great host. And one final message, trans rights are human rights.